Hey folks, my name is Pravus and welcome to more Sins of a Solar Empire 2. Just a couple of weeks ago, I released another video on this channel showing off an early preview of this highly anticipated sequel. Well, apparently you guys enjoyed that video so much that Stardock Entertainment has come back to me and asked to sponsor another video, showing off some of the updates and rebalances that have been made even in that short period of time, because Ironclad and Stardock are constantly looking for ways to improve the game before its release on Steam this summer. Of course, as you watch this video, if you like what you see and you want to learn more, there will be a link in the description down below, and I would encourage you to click on that. In the meantime, though, let's go ahead and start up a new game. There's a new map available, by the way. This one is intended for team play, but I'm going to stick with a free-for-all experience this time around, with maybe a total of 4 players. And I thought it might be fun to play as the Visari this time around instead of the humans. Now, the Visari are an alien race who are new to this region of space. 10,000 years ago, they were an apex species, ruling hundreds of planets. But some unknown enemy has forced them into an exodus, and they are fleeing from system to system, stripping whatever resources they need and moving on, which puts them at odds with any species they come in contact with. So that's exactly the experience we're going to be playing with today, including playing as the Exodus. There is, of course, a second Visari faction, the Alliance, who want to settle down instead, because every race does have a loyalist and a rebel faction. But we're going to be sticking with the Exodus. Now that said, let's make sure that everyone is properly represented in this game at a medium difficulty, and here we go. Now, one fun fact about the Visari, we don't start with a planet. Instead, we start off in a phase space, approaching a planet, and now we're going to have to conquer this from the local inhabitants. Seems a little bit mean, but that's what the Visari do. Now, if you have not seen Sins of a Solar Empire 2 before, then I would actually recommend you go back and watch my previous video, because I really covered this game in a lot of depth. But absolutely everything is simulated in this game, down to each individual ship and each individual missile that can be shot down by a flak bullet. It's a lot to look at. In fact, this game gets absolutely ludicrous when you get toward the late game. Very colorful, very fun to watch. All right, let's take a look at what we've got so far. So if this is our starting system, I'm going to have to scout out some of these nearby regions. I'm hoping to find some additional planets that are going to be worth colonizing. In the meantime, since we have this planet, let's go ahead and add this to my hotkeys up over here so we can easily find Prometheus. And it looks like we do start off with a little bit of mining and logistics, but that's about it. Now, in the previous video, what I did is I would immediately start building up some research facilities to get some points so I could unlock both civilian and military research. That actually got changed in one of the updates in the last couple of weeks. Now, these facilities only boost your research speed. They do not give you the points you're looking for. Instead, you have to build some orbital research stations, which take up some valuable slots. I'm going to start by immediately placing down at least the civilian lab, if nothing else. Let's get that going, though I might as well do both. And we also don't have any of our factories, unlike the humans, because we are newly arrived. So getting, let's say, a nano assembly factory so I can start placing down some new ships might make sense. I'm going to go ahead and queue all of that up, and then we'll just go ahead and unpause and resume. Now, this game is totally in real time, all right? So even though it is, in many ways, a 4X game, it is not a turn-based experience. You're going to be moving in real time, so be prepared to react quickly. Also, fun fact about Sins of a Solar Empire 2, every planet is currently in orbit around a star system, not necessarily at the same rate, not necessarily in the same direction. So if I click on future orbits, we can actually see this actually is a cluster that will stick together, so that's good to know. But sometimes planets are going to be crisscrossing back and forth, and these hyperlanes are going to be changing as we play the game. So literally the map is constantly shifting, which I think is really, really cool. Now, there actually used to be some little ghost icons showing the orbital path by default. I kind of missed that. I wish that was still back here, because it was nice just a quick look to make sure everything worked as intended, but okay. Found some more systems over here. All right, that's all going to be great. Now, another little change that was made here is just some UI improvements. For example, seeing at a glance what exotic materials you currently have and what you're missing, which can be helpful as you're trying to decide what you want to build up. I should also point out the Visari are different in a couple of ways from the humans from what you saw in the last video. First off, we don't really have any use for credits. We are very metal and crystal hungry, but we don't really have any need for that kind of a trivial economy. Instead, what the Visari care about is phase resonance. We are the masters of the phase gates and traveling between the stars. And if we build up some resonators, we'll be able to boost up our mobility, our combat, and our utility. This is unique to the Visari, just like the economies are unique to the humans. And eventually, when the third race releases, they're going to have some stuff of their own. So this is something we're going to come back to. It's going to be a key part of our strategy. Looks like our capital ship leveled up. All right, let's unlock a new ability. I'm thinking maybe the subspace rupture for an AoE nuke kind of effect. So we'll do that, but we will not have it used automatically. I might want to save some of my antimatter, also known as mana, in order to make that work. So we're looking good. We finished with some research. Not quite, but we can go ahead and start queuing up at least the civilian research. And then have we found a planet nearby that I want to colonize? We have asteroids. We have an ice planet nearby. All right, good enough for me. We'll go ahead and do that and immediately queue up some Arctic occupation, so we will be able to take another world. And I don't mind still building out some Empire and Warfare research centers. Just boosting up our research rate by another 10% doesn't seem like a bad idea. Still a worthwhile investment. I would like to go ahead and conquer this now at Melchior, but I need a little bit more supply. So we're going to sit tight for a moment while we get that last hangar built up, which is happening right about now. Construct, let's say, another 3 of our frigates, and actually if we take a look at building ships, we can see that this game is broken up into corvettes, frigates, cruisers, capital ships, and titans. So I'll build a few of these up here. I don't really think many of these corvettes are too important right now, though now that we can get some warfare research, let's do this, because then we'll be able to unlock new types of ships. This looks like a basic screening ship to shoot down enemy missiles, because that is a thing. Like I said, everything is simulated, so you actually have to shoot those down. We could also get some fast-moving raiders. We could get some... looks like these are support cruisers to debuff enemies. Oh, okay, that could be kind of nice. Or, of course, we could just boost up things like, you know, our weapon damage, our health, etc. And I do think it would be worth trying to get a little bit of extra damage, plus maybe some extra hull points, and maybe a little bit of extra, let's say, acceleration and armor and so on. Back on the civilian research, let's go for metabolic reclamation, because this will unlock more slots on our current planet. By the way, we are the baddies, if you can't tell from here. Labor camp prototypes, yeah, the humans here are local expendable resources, like everything else. Eesh, okay, yeah, and then also, let's see, orbital extraction could be useful if you want to start extracting from asteroids. If you want a quick refresher on planets, remember that there are several different components to a planet: logistics, defense, mining, research, etc., and each of these have some extra points that can be assigned to develop these different areas. Right now, a lot of these are blocked out because we're not very good at using a Ferris planet. That's why I want to get that upgrade so I can unlock, let's say, the rest of my mining slots. And by the way, now that we have some extra ships, let's go ahead and plan on moving to Melchior. I want to conquer a planet. I do see a volcanic planet nearby as well. This one's pretty well defended, but still would be worth trying to get. So once we're done with what we're currently working on, let's swap over to some volcanic occupation, make sure that we can colonize another world. I need a lot of metals and a lot of crystal. Let's see, we could also get some... Well, we have a building already specially set up on this planet. What is this unique building? The Exodus Debris Reclamation Center. So, from this planet and up to 2 jumps away, we can salvage metals and crystals when we defeat enemies or our own ships blow up. Okay. So combat, as long as we can win with overwhelming force, is actually an economic booster for us within a certain range. Good to know. Oh, and we have arrived at Melchior. Okay, and once again, there are some defenders. Oh, good, some crystal asteroids and stuff. Perfect. Let's go ahead and use one of our special abilities. A subspace rupture right here, for example, should do some damage in this entire vicinity. That's great. It looks like my main ship does function as a small carrier as well. I can see some little bombers that are launching from this. That's good to know. You can see the individual bombs that are currently launching, by the way. Boom! There we go. Yeah, it's kind of cool. And we have the world. Perfect. Again, adding that to my bar up over here so it's easy to keep track of. We've already got some mining. Let's get some logistics set up so we can start getting some crystal extraction set up on the asteroids. And this does boost my crystal income by about 0.3 right now. That's not a lot. Got 4.4 metals per second, 2.3 crystal, but we have a lot more crystals, so the metals are more important. Generally speaking, ice worlds are good for crystal, volcanic are good for metals. And there are other kinds of planets, but those are the ones you'll almost certainly run into early on. Okay, I've got most of the military research that I care about right now, so I think we're fine there. Let's go ahead and grab the fleet and say go and attack. And as before, it is defended, but I should have... Well, actually, this is a lot of enemies. I was going to say I should have enough forces to deal with this. Now I'm a little bit less sure. Let's go ahead and train some more reinforcements. Oh, I'm out of supply. Darn it. All right, that means we need to go ahead and boost up with captive suppliers. Oh, wait, are we enslaving the humans? It certainly looks that way. Ha, okay. Yeah, I don't think anyone ever said that we would consider the Visari to be the good guys, all right? Definitely not the good guys. There we go. We now have the world. Perfect. We've got some mining. Let's get some logistics and continue extracting. Let's see. If I want to continue improving some of these planets, I'm going to need to get up to Tier 2 research. That means I need 4 research points, so I'm going to need more orbital stations. Haven't found any need for primordial or crystalline planets. Emissary influence, I don't know about that one. Surveys, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I think maybe we want to go to some of these planets. Maybe not our capital. I think we may be running low on logistics space. But at least on some of these others, if we can get some additional research stations, that might be a good idea. Although sometimes on our planet, we could build some special buildings that would help quite a lot. Let's go ahead and pick up 1 point in both from a building on our planet, right? And then in both of these areas, yes, I do want to build some additional research stations. So we'll place one of each in both planets, I guess? Sure, why not? Once this is done, this should be enough to kick me up into 4 points in each, which will unlock Tier 2, which means I can start unlocking things like upgrades for our ice and our volcanic planets. More slots means more resources, means I can start building taller. And apparently I found some credits from the derelict loot. Huh. Again, I have no immediate use for this, but it's there. You can always use this, by the way, if you want to quickly see the status of your different planets. We get some more logistics. That just lets me place down some more stations, not necessarily get more mining up and running, though. And that's what I really care about at this point. I need as much mining as possible. What else can we do with our ships? Well, we have enough firepower. We should go take out some asteroids next. These don't have nearly as much pressure as some of the planets, because you can't build nearly as much on them, but there's usually a lot of orbiting asteroids you can extract for more metals or something. Okay, we have Tier 2 warfare research. More supply for more ships, sure. More experience for killing people. Yep, that sounds like the Visari, all right. A lot more damage for my weapons, holy crud. Very worth it. All right, from 6% boost to 18% boost. One thing I always recommend, by the way, take your fleet, and then if you look down here and you hit the, I think it's Control and Tab, you can say you want them to move in formation instead of moving as fast as possible. That way your small ships don't just sort of run in here and they get picked off while the big slow ships take their sweet time in getting in here. I don't know, it's just worth having them all travel together. It lets you just deal as much damage as possible. What else could I do? It looks like this volcanic planet is currently completely isolated. There's no other jump points nearby that I know of. Now, that might change as the map shifts, right? We can go ahead and take a look at future orbits. Nah, it still looks like this is mostly going to be on the far edge. So you'll notice here, this is an example where all of a sudden, if we were situated down over this direction, we'd be left with nothing, because this at some point becomes the hyperlane. So that's worth noting at some point. But yeah, this seems like a safe place to expand. And would it be worth building some phase resonators now? Honestly, it might. If we go over here to Melchior right now, we should have an extra slot available in orbit. Yeah, let's, we have the materials. Let's go ahead and place one of these down. These flak ships are way more mobile than I expected, by the way. The rest of my guys just kind of get in line. These guys are like, whee, look at us go around. We're strafing. Deja vu. I've just been in this place before. I'm sorry. I don't even know why I did that. I feel bad for it. Whatever. The important thing is they're really good at shooting down missiles. Well, mostly. Now, at some point, I know that simply developing these planets is not going to be our long-term goal. We're doing that right now to build up a basic economy. But there will come a point, as the Visari, where we say, you know what? Screw these planets. All right, we're not even staying in this galaxy. We're going to basically destroy the planet, make it uninhabitable, strip everything off of it with a ton of resources, and then we're going to move on. That's how the Visari do. And if that's a little bit concerning, again, I want to stress, we would not consider the Visari to be the good guys. Oh, we discovered another player. Hold up, zoom out. Where are you? There you are, way down over here. Okay, but again, looking at how our planets are going to be moving, we will eventually come in contact, it looks like. Not anytime soon, but in a couple of hours, I could see this actually all starting to coincide. All right, we need to be aware of that, because if we are unprepared, then they might be able to catch us in a backdoor assault, and that would be a problem. Another player was discovered. Where are you? Way up over here. Okay. It's all starting to come together. Yeah, I need to start moving toward the center of the galaxy. Hold this area, right? That's what I want to do. Hold this space, and then just adapt as the map changes, and it will. Oh, and I have 2 phase resonance points. Okay, what do we want to do? Well, we could boost up the speed of our ships by 12%. We could boost up our weapon reload speed, or we could have cheaper abilities. Let's go for speed to start, and then... yeah, I think just weapon reload seems reasonable enough. Okay. Gets progressively more expensive the further along we get, but you can see that this would be a pretty massive set of boosts if we can do it all. Oh, here's that special ability I was talking about, by the way. If we take a look at some of our special unique buildings, the planet items. Core Stripper! Place one of these when we get to Empire 4 tech, strip the resources, get 3,200 metals and 2,400 crystals, but basically destroy the asteroid. Yeah, that is a lot of resources. When you're ready to go for the kill, I can see that being really good, yeah. And when we need some more exotic materials, one of the things that's easy to overlook but very important, you can survey planets to try and get some guaranteed exotics and have a chance at some bonuses. And I just picked up a tech over here, which gets me an extra 18% bonus chance, so I've been holding off on my surveys up to this point, but now, since it's relatively cheap at the start, it's worth doing some early surveys and just seeing what we can get. And I guess we should go ahead and start learning a bit about influence. Ugh, emissaries. I plan on just strip mining this galaxy, or star system, whatever really it is, I guess. But the point is, I don't want to make friends. But I need to be ready to do so. The minor factions can actually be kind of useful. Looks like we met the Transport Cabal. Okay. So with these, we'd be able to do some remote fabrication and spawn some ships, get some special components, remote tachyon burst, or, construct phase gates. That's something unique for us, I believe, which we can do even without the minor faction, but phase gates, wherever they're connected, are ways of basically, not exactly teleporting, but creating new travel lanes throughout the star system, so we'll be able to kind of set those up, almost like teleportation points, and go wherever we want to. Oh, hello, another player's here. What is Yellow doing over here already? They're trying to take this planet. Oh. All right, I wasn't expecting to get involved in this, but while they're distracted, now's a good time. This is my first major engagement with the players, then. Let's see how well this works out. Answer, it looks like we are absolutely obliterating them. That's kind of what I was hoping for. Looks like there's their big battle cruiser right here. This is the only ship that actually scares me. And even then, not very much. I've got the firepower. Battle cruisers are really tough to deal with, though. These guys have a lot of health to them. And even when you do get them all the way down to their health, they're just crippled, but you actually have to beat them down again. So these things last a long time. Never underestimate a good capital ship. Oh, he's trying to run away. You know what? Just as well. Yeah, this planet's going to be kind of hard to defend later on. I'm going to have to start taking the fight to Yellow, I think. Before they become a threat, let's go ahead and make sure we get ourselves at least a couple of defense points so I can have lots of military installations. It would make sense to have at least a handful of missile platforms, plus some gun defense. Yeah, we need all of these things. So my only question is, do I want to go ahead and start attacking Yellow? Bit risky. At the moment, I don't know that he has a lot of power. My scouts certainly don't seem to report a lot of power. So maybe we can at least hit his asteroid bases. Oh, and we can't afford to get another big capital ship. Ooh. All right, we could get some big devastators, power surge jam weapons. These all have different abilities, by the way. So it's worth trying to pay attention to what they're able to do. Fire volleys of missiles, siege platforms. Yeah, phase out hull, distort gravity. Huh. I kind of like the idea of maybe going for the phase missile swarm. So we're going to grab one of these. I'm literally only going to be attacking Yellow because I know that our empires are literally about to collide. I mean, I don't know. Maybe we could make the exact same argument about Orange. They might be all right here, too, by the way. But I know this is going to be a problem, and I don't want to lose my ice planet, dang it. Oh, okay. Found him over here. Whoa. Factories. Got it. Big things. Go ahead and take him down. Oh, you had a big civic research station over here. It's going to suck to lose your research points. Definitely have to worry about some of these defensive platforms, though. Don't underestimate some of these platforms. I mean, we can burn them down if you have enough firepower, but they can actually lay out some hurt. Like, how did my ship's shields and armor and stuff go down so much? What even hit me that hard? I think it was literally just the platforms. Oh, wait, never mind. There's a freaking ship behind me. I didn't even notice that. Ah! Amazingly, though, I don't think I've actually lost any ships yet. I'm pretty sure they've just done a lot of damage to my capital, but they've otherwise not destroyed a single thing. Well, that's pretty great. And holy crap, they sent in a huge fleet. Oh boy, this is gonna be bad. Still, it's a good opportunity to kind of see what large space warfare looks like. And this is nothing, by the way. In the late game, seriously, the fleets get like 3, 4, 5 times larger than this. Like, there's a lot going on the screen at any given time. Taking out this battlecruiser, by the way, would be absolutely huge. Boom, lose that dreadnought. That's an expensive loss for them. What would it take for us to get to warfare level 3? We need 8 research points in total. Alright, well, tell you what, if I were to build things like, some more of these adjunct labs, that could start getting me there. So with the new technologies, what's worth getting? Even more mining could be nice. Yeah. Windfall, Quarnium, exotic refining and stuff like that. Yeah, that's all great. What's going to give me an advantage when we're about to get attacked, though? Well, I think the extra speed, acceleration, and turn speed could be nice on capital ships, but it's an item I'd have to buy. This, however, hello, a hyper-compiler prototype? Wow. Yeah, I'm good with researching that. That sounds great, thank you. And we can also start getting some advanced cruisers. Let's see, strike crafts could be nice. Turrets, sure. Debris reclamation, mobile retrofits, more supply, don't need that right now. More damage, maybe. I think we'll just get some strike craft for now. It's a very good way of complementing my existing fleet. Still low on crystal production, though. So do we take the fight to some more of Yellow's territory, or do we start hightailing it back because we think Orange is going to be a problem? Tell you what, I go back over here. I'm going to train up some additional scouts on my homeworld to find out what's going on in this cluster. If this cluster is free territory, then all I have to do is grab this asteroid and we are good. Well, I may not be seeing a lot of Yellow, but I am seeing a freaking ton of raiders. Holy crud. Looks like these guys really do not understand, though. Stop sending in your battleships without enough support, or I'm just going to shred them. And every time that happens, their wreckage, it's just free extra exotics for me. I'm going to go ahead and spend some of my more phase resonance to get a little bit more mobility. And then I've got 1 point left. I guess we'll go for cheaper abilities. Yellow just keeps trickling units in. I think they're just going to keep doing this, too, to just be really annoying. It's a pretty good strategy in the sense that it'll distract me if they were teamed up with Orange, but I know they're not, so it's really just suicide. I'm going to try boosting up my supply limit here, double that up to 1,000, because I'm going to need to start setting up a whole new battle fleet. This one has been phenomenal in that it's killing a lot of stuff, but I now need to worry about 2 different fronts. So let's start by getting a flagship and then a load of supporting ships. Oh, enemy forces are arriving here. They are attacking my ice world way over this direction. Not what I expected. And it looks like they've got an absolutely massive fleet over here that is attacking Orange right now. Okay, well, I'm just cleaning up over here, so I'll be there shortly. It is glorious seeing this many ships all getting gathered up. There is a nice little, like, hide user interface thing, so you can get a really good cinematic shot. I mean, look at this. You gotta admit, the game looks real good. Okay, we just got a fun new ability for my main ship over here. Drain Planet. A powerful vortex sucks resources off a planet, giving me the metal and crystals and dealing damage to the surface. I can use this on enemy worlds to just strip them? Oh, that's great. Alright, well, I think at this point my backup fleet is large enough. We could afford to do a bit of damage to some of Orange's worlds, or at least get close to them. Let's go to these planets. Now, by the way, we don't have to use our main capital ship for colonizing. We do have the Jarun Migrator over here, which could do the job. I'm going to go ahead and build one of those just so I have a backup in case I want to colonize some new worlds. Alright, well, we're going to go ahead and put the paint on Orange. Honestly, Orange might be separated. Like, their base, their empire has kind of gotten spread in a lot of directions. Maybe they don't have a lot to defend with. Red is the player I need to be worried about. They're the ones going on a spree. Alright, looks like we're appearing around. I think this is Orange's capital world, actually. Okay. Well, let's take down their platforms. I do see their capital flagship. I don't think they've done much beyond this, though, so if we can start crippling their industry, we've got them. And in the meantime, my laser ships are over here just bombarding the planet, destroying their stuff. So, yeah, keep doing what you're doing. We're applying pressure on multiple angles. Whoa! I think we just found Yellow. Hi, you got a starbase. Okay. Alright, well, I wasn't really planning on fighting 2 players at the same time, but if that's what I'm gonna do, fine. I accept it. And there goes their main cruiser. Easy. And Yellow's about to lose their 3rd battle cruiser as well. And that breaks the back of Orange and Yellow. Perfect. Whoa, looks like we found some of Red's guys. Okay, they have a starbase with a lot of strike craft over here. Okay. And they are shredding through a lot of my stuff. Yeah, I'm losing an absolute ton of ships over here. Uh-oh. I recommend that we all actually retreat. This is not a good fight. We got hit pretty hard unexpectedly by a starbase. I need to regroup. Alright, we're ready to go for another round against these guys. Let's get the fleet ready. And holy crap, they've got a lot of ships. Okay, good thing I brought in a 2nd armada specifically for this purpose. This is a lot of firepower. Holy crap, how are you even firing off that many missiles? That is terrifying. Yeah, just like that, they obliterated almost my entire fleet. Whoa, dude! That was so close, we nearly lost everything. Oh, God. Wow, yeah, I don't know what power they've got there, but I want it. That is a great ship. Oh, found a whole bunch more of them. Okay, let's see how quickly we can deal with all of this. Finally, I've got some Quarnium. Okay, build Titans. Okay, I just saw a big ship arrive. Oh, there we go. Yeah, mama! Unfortunately, I'm only ever allowed to have one Titan in the entire Empire. Still, this thing's gorgeous. So let's see, with the Titan, what can I do? We have a micro-phase jump. Okay, we could do the Maw, a giant AoE, or we could just make all of our damage a little bit faster and also do splash damage. Which seems great when you're trying to wipe out massive fleets. Alright, I'm going to send my Titan deep into enemy territory, and we're going to find out if I can hit them where it hurts in their economy. Of course, naturally, they got star bases and stuff everywhere. Of course they do. Why are a million pirates coming after me? Uh-oh. It certainly seems that the pirates have decided to get involved. Someone paid them off, didn't they? That's rude. Let's gather up the Titan fleet, because I think I know the homeworld for Red. It looks like this Terran planet, and it's relatively undefended. Perfect. Oh, this is where they've got all their science and stuff, too. They're gonna have nothing by the end of this. So what happens when I take down this final planet? Is Red basically done for? Gosh, have I been doing this so long that yellow has come all the way around into red space? I'd go so far as to say that's actually convenient, because now maybe I can pop over and destroy their planet. It's right next door. I mean, I have to imagine the Terran-style planet is it, yeah. Definitely a lot of colors on the screen now, though, right? You see what I mean as far as, like... this is even a very large conflict, but you see what I mean? Like, the fact that absolutely everything in this game is fully simulated in their trajectories and how they interact with each other. I mean, even something as simple as like, hey, I'm about to get bombarded in my planet. I'm gonna move the big ship in the way to intercept the missiles and let it hit that instead. Like, that's all part of the game. It's absolutely amazing, honestly. I think this game is gorgeous. And there we go. By taking out that planet, we have officially won the game. Hey, good for us. Okay, that ultimately took about 3-ish hours or so. I could have played at a much faster speed. Like, the thing is, this game is great in that it actually does go up to, I think, 10 times speed. So if you can react quickly, you don't have to sit here. I just kind of took my time with this. But look at that score chart. Oh, man, we absolutely crushed it. Yeah, the Visari are fun. I'm not sure if I like them better than the humans per se, but they are very good to play with. Not bad at all. Yeah, this game is coming along very nicely, I think. The UI is continuing to improve. The AI seems to actually be doing pretty well. They know when to turtle down. The only thing they could probably be is a bit more aggressive. But that's probably saved for the higher difficulties, so that makes a little bit of sense to me. The tech tree is fun. The game is gorgeous. Yeah, there's just a lot to like here, I think. I can imagine that this would get very hectic in a proper multiplayer game, especially if you had up to 10 players. Holy crud. Oh, that would be absolutely something to see. But anyway, once again, a very big thank you to Stardock for sponsoring today's video. I'm having a lot of fun with Sins of a Solar Empire. I'm very curious to see what the next race is going to look like. Hopefully we have a chance to see that before the game releases on Steam this summer, but otherwise, if you guys would like to learn more or maybe to follow the game, give it a wish list, there will be a link in the description down below, and I would encourage you to click on that. Otherwise, please consider hitting that like button if you did enjoy this video, leave a comment, subscribe, hit the notify bell, and I will see you guys next time.